All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Week 7 is upon us. I'm going to be recapping week 6. I did take last week off, and some of you guys said it was because I lost, which I did. Um, but that wasn't why. I was just actually kind of busy, and maybe taking a week off maybe it'll make this a little better. So, week 6 just happened, and some changes happened in the old standings. I'm still at top, which is wild because my team is showing large signs of fraudulence of being the best team. But here we are. This is I am most points scored. Yes, sir. Still most points scored. So you can call me what you want. I'll call myself it, but I am a beast. So, uh, 4-2, top of the leaderboard. Uh, Adam, right behind me. Wild, wild. I think it was like 3 weeks ago. I was on here. Check the tape. I said Adam's team is a potential bottom of the league contender for last place. Little did we know Jared is going to be 0-6. That's wild, but not really. We'll get to that. Trust me. But kudos to Adam. Now he's up there at the 2 spot. AC drops down to 4. Up at 3, who just came off beating me, Dakota in the top 3. Um, Donald in there, and Mister rounds out the top 6. Currently, those are the 6 playoff spots. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyways, is this week, after week 7, is halfway through the fantasy season. So if you still think you got time to turn around, you're right. There is some time, but it isn't like super early anymore. You need to make your moves now. You need to, if you don't have, if you're still waiting on waiver wire guys, or you're still waiting on guys that you drafted to pan out, it might be time to pull the plug on them. That's just my opinion. I mean, the guys like, let's say Naheem Hines. Zach's traded him away, so that's a bad example. But if these guys haven't worked out yet, they're probably not going to work out the rest of the way. Don't tell that to Justin. Justin will write them out, which will bring up the number 7 spot, who has taken a beat down in these videos. Justin, for the most part, he stayed true, like we knew he was going to do, and he knew he was going to do, and his team is shaping up. They're balling. They're balling right now for him. I think it's impressive. I think it's a two win streak is huge, and he thinks he's in position to keep rolling. That's quoted. I'm going to skip through the rest of these. After that, at 8, we got Peeler. Tyler at 9, who just seems to be getting worse. And Zach at 10, who's panicked, but we'll get there. But I think your team is all right. Braden, and then Braden at 11. You know what I was thinking about Braden? Is that he wore the unitard or whatever at the draft. But for the most part, he's not a bad fantasy player. But in our head, since he wore that unitard, we kind of just I know I've gone the season just thinking, oh, this guy's trash because he had to wear the unitard, but he didn't wear the unitard because he earned it. It's because he actually got into the league, he had to do it. So I don't know. It's just something to think about, like a mind play thing. And lo and behold, he's 11, so maybe he is trash. So I picked T. Higgins, picked him clean for him. So I don't know what he's going to do moving forward. So let's get to these matchups real quick. Let's move on to the matchups. I thought it was a pretty. I had to address the overview of it. We got 5 teams at 4-2. This league has always been great in terms of parity, top to bottom. This year, last year we had it to where there was no team that was necessarily reared their head as like being the worst team. This year we clearly have that in Jared. But the reverse of that is this year we have no team that has been the clear number one. And in years past, we've always kind of had that where there's been one wagon, and then the rest are all just trying to make moves to get into the playoffs. This year, I mean, with that 4-2 from first to 5, that's pretty big. That's going to be tough. Every game's going to matter. It's going to make it harder if all these teams are still going to be great at the top. That middle group that normally is able to kind of shim their way into the playoffs may not be able to do it just because of the strength of the top. So very interesting to see how this works out. Very, very interesting to see how this is going to work out, and I'm here for it. I can't wait. So let's get to these matchups. We have, I'm going to go to that simple box score. The first one I'll talk about is me versus Dakota. Dakota's team, we both actually played pretty average across the board. I think the difference in our matchup was the defense and the kicker. Everywhere across position by position pretty much matched up pretty evenly. And the one thing that fucked me was having the Jaguars defense at -1 and the kicker at 4. His kicker and defense combined for 17. So to me, that's the difference. Others would say I sat Brandon Ayuk. Hey, it happens. It happens to the best of them. I'm trying not to beat myself up over it. I think I made the right call. Obviously, it didn't work out, but I probably going back, I wouldn't be like, oh, I should have known. Like, I would have probably done that decision. Even if I had to make that same call this week, I would still probably start those two, unfortunately, and that's bad. Dakota, you played good. Like I said, none of our guys really balled out. Nobody really did anything that impressive. I think Dakota's team's well balanced, well stacked across the board. He's going to have a lot of options. He had Claypool on his bench ball out, Allen Robinson, who you're never going to start until he does it at least one more week. But, his bench is better than probably most in this league. This is going to be quick. Justin versus Jared. No one's going to lose when they play Jared, unfortunately. And that's good. You want those guys on your schedule. You need those guys on your schedule. Jared, I doubt you're listening. I think this is the year that you pull your Jared shit where you just say, hey, I don't fucking watch sports. That might be okay, buddy. I would do that if I were you. I'll tell you why. You put together the worst fantasy team of all time. In my fucking 13 years, 14 years playing fantasy football, I have never seen a roster this bad. At the draft, we kind of, in the back of our mind, knew it had potential to be shitty, but you had DeAndre Swift and Jonathan Taylor. You had those two guys, so it's like, at the end of the day, despite what he's did, the rest of his team, Nico Collins, fucking Alec Pierce, drafted these guys, used a roster spot, and finished the draft with like $55, $60. Okay, you were calling these guys out that shouldn't have been drafted, and you were bidding for them. And he's like, oh, it's only $1, I can drop them. No, you kept them on your roster, and you couldn't draft anybody else because you filled your roster. You drafted like somebody had never fucking drafted before. I'm looking right in the camera. You drafted like a person that has never fucking done this before. And here's the funny part, is you'll always have the trump card, I won this bitch twice. Now I'm looking back at every other person in this fucking league. This guy has won it twice. And you guys fucking listen to podcasts, you guys fucking... I'm included in this. My fucking championship was 10 years ago. This guy, this fucking roster that he did, and the shit that he's doing, he's won it twice, and I'm yelling in my office now. I'm fucking fired up. This is the kind of shit. If he wasn't a two-time league winner, champion, winner of like over $3,000 of winnings in this fucking very league, he wasn't that. These are the teams that get you fucking sussied, get you in trouble. We wouldn't allow this if it wasn't because you're Jared and you are a two-team league winner, and we do love you. You're part of the league. I'm not saying that, but the team calls for it. And this is fucking pathetic. Moving on, Justin, you've done a good job with sticking to your team and sticking to your roster. I actually commend you for it. I've talked a lot of shit about it, and I think it's shaping out. I think you're starting to go to that thing. So the warning shot is out there now for everybody in the league that kind of thought Justin was just gonna fucking go away this year. That's not the way he rolls. He didn't do that shit last year. He hadn't done it the year before. You let this guy get hot in the playoffs, let him get hot in the right time. We know what he can do. He's also a two-time league winner. So, Jared's got me fucking fired up. Mr. and Austin. Yeah, Mr. is cream of the crop, and the cream is rising. Okay, and I've kind of come off as like frustrated and like almost like too scared of Mr.'s team, because up to this point in last week, he really wasn't doing much, but it was because his studs weren't balling. Now we're looking at his team, and the guys are balling, and the three receivers that he drafted, Jamar Chase, Devontae, and Tyreek Hill, are all top 10 receivers. Let me say that again. They're all top 10 receivers. So as bad as we think that not bad, no one thinks they're bad, but we've gotten away with Mr. having 3 losses. Those guys are fucking coming. Jamar Chase is back to being a beast. It's starting, you can see it. Something has changed in that offense. They're getting Jamar the ball again. Devontae, always going to be target fucking master. And Tyreek Hill, my brother told me a stat. He's like Tyreek Hill, he's going to beat the all-time Miami record for like single season receiving yards by like week 10. Like it's ridiculous what he's pacing, and it might even be an all-time receiving year when it's all said and done. So Tyreek Hill is getting all the love in that offense. His running backs are looking worse. They look like they were going to go up, and now they're kind of going down. You got Brian Robinson, which is nice. I think they want to make him the guy, but Melvin Gordon, they don't want to give him the ball. And he's got Tony Pollard, who he just refuses to play. He's got to play him at this point, but James Robinson seems to be not the guy anymore in Jacksonville. I'm not sure, but hey, Kyle Pitts sighting. He got a touchdown, 1 catch though. Not great, but hey, things are really looking good. Mr.'s team should be a force to be reckoned with. He is I'll put it, he's a guaranteed playoff team. I'll say it. Fantasy manager, he's a guaranteed playoff team. Austin. We said your team was like the best team like a week or 2 ago. It's not looking that way anymore. I'm going to be honest with you, pal. Me and you feel like we've been at the top and we're like in this together. I'm declaring now I don't want to be a part of this relationship anymore. I'm going to cut bait. I'm just kidding. Kind of. I just don't love a lot of things on your team anymore. Hollywood Brown, hurt, gone for the year. Now, you've got Derrick Henry. that was coming back. Maybe that's why I think your lineup all of a sudden looks trash. But it doesn't feel good. Drake London is part of an offense that literally doesn't throw the ball. I don't know what you're gonna do. Alan Lazard, you're welcome. Raheem Mostert, sorry. I would be hitting the panic button if I had your team. Okay? I'm going to say big winner of this week. I think it's Mister. All in the same game. If I'm going to say big loser this week, I think it's you, buddy. I think it's you not just because you lost. I think it's you because of the way you lost. And I think it's a scary loss. But, guys didn't play well, so fuck me. What do I think? Who cares what I think? You do, because you're listening. That's why. Moving on. We got 3 more of these. Augie and Zach. Okay, very competitive matchup. This one was pretty hot from the beginning. Back and forth. I think one of them got out to like a 60-20 run. But then Zach came storming back, had a lot of his studs play. And you score 124, I know it's a loss, Zach, and I know you want me to be mean to you about your team. You want me to be mean. Here's the thing. You want me to be mean to your players. I refuse, because your players are nice. I'm going to be mean to you. And here it is. You're the fucking idiot that played DJ Moore. You let all these little trade offers get in your head about DJ Moore that you needed to start him to prove a point and maybe boost his draft capital. Now, all those offers for fucking DJ Moore that you said no to, you look fucking dumb. And now it costed you a fucking loss because you started his ass when you should have started A.J. Dillon, and you fucking know it. That's on you. That's on the coaching. Okay, your team's fine. The guys inside that locker room are fine. It is not that. It is the manager's fault. Okay, and I'm fired up now because you keep putting the blame on those guys, and it's not those guys' fault. Okay, let's go through it. Sure, Stafford. Hey, guess what? You traded for him. Well, we knew what Stafford was. He's an 11-point player right now. Montgomery. Okay, yeah, he threw a dud. Breece Hall, Stephon Diggs. Diggs is the number 1 receiver, by the way. CeeDee Lamb played okay. Mark Andrews is a dog. And if you play A.J. Dillon, you win. Okay, and you should have played A.J. Dillon. You knew you should have played A.J. Dillon, but you played DJ Moore against Jalen Ramsey? You thought that was going to work? You thought all of a sudden it was going to fucking work? You could have put, you wouldn't have, but you said Wandale is going to be the guy. You were talking about it in the chat. So you're going to play DJ Moore? Okay, there's your beaming to Zach minute. Augie, I said your team was bad too, and your team's great. I've literally got nothing to really complain about here. I really don't. The Taysom Hill thing, like the fact that Taysom Hill puts up 4 points is the same amount as almost every other tight end in this league, but he's going to have the boom and bust weeks, and I love that for him in your lineup. I think that's a phenomenal move. And then you've got Juju on the bench, who's clearly the number 1 guy there until Odell goes there. And you just get to plug in D-Hop. Like, oops. So I like your team. I think you're in a good spot. You're going to be a strong team, which is wild. I thought you were going to be trash. What? Good for you. Pat on the back. All right. Then we got Waller Batgirl. Braden versus Kyle. Kyle pulling out another dub. He's on a 3-win streak, folks. 3-win streak. He's balling. You know what? You build your team with 2 stud running backs. That's what happens. And then he had Ramondre come in, 3 strong running backs. Wide receivers did not play well, and it was enough to still pull out a dub. So he grinded this one out. He grinded out a win. George Kittle sighting. 103 points to pull out a win. Fine. You ran into, you ended up getting Braden, who put up a shit performance. Pathetic. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Are you fucking kidding me? Brayton started Marquez. I didn't even see this until just now. Is this bad on me? I'm going to click on it to see what you were thinking. I have to. MVS. Is this guy even starting? Did he see the field? How did this happen? How does this happen to Brayton more than any other player this year? My computer won't load. Oh no. I'm MVS. That's why you lost. Higbee, don't blame you. They've been giving him targets. All of a sudden, he goes down to one target. It happens. Michael Carter is in your lineup after proving that they want Breece Hall, that they need Breece Hall. Who else did you have? Braden, what are we doing? Braden, you're going to trade McCaffrey, aren't you? You're going to do it. You need to do it. I mean, you're not going to be last place. But let's just say Jared wins one. You lose another. Are you worried? I would be. I already gave loser of the week away. I already gave it away, so I can't do it again. This isn't good. And it's time to panic, which, who did I give you yesterday? Brandon Ayuk, okay. Automatic plug-in, you need that. Christian Kirk. Yeah, you're going to play both of those guys. You have to. You have nothing better. Scary Terry. I would say you go those three. Scary Terry. The two guys I just gave you. I've already deleted them from my mind. So. Did I talk about Peeler's team already? Yeah. I've liked the moves Peeler has made. He had a bad week, but he's got the guys, and he's got the studs to do it. He's got a good, well-rounded roster. Lastly, let's finish up with Donald versus Tyler. Tyler's hitting the panic button. Sounds like it is. He doesn't know what to do. I think everyone, this is a public announcement on the behalf of Tyler. Send Tyler your trades. He's down. He wants to get in the mix. He said beginning of the year, I'm not going to fuck up my team this year with trades. Meanwhile, he's now seen a couple teams get better via trades, such as, I'd say me. I'd say I got better, but I've lost twice since I started making trades. I would say Peeler's definitely gotten better via trades. Donald's gotten way better via trades. We'll get there. He's getting hot. And now you got Tyler, who's just staying put with his guys, and it's not really working. But, hey, you've still got the guys. They're just not playing well. And that's important to say. I don't know if that's very insightful. I don't think it is. I think that's kind of boring thing to say. But it's not like you had anything better on the bench. I'm counting his points up on the bench. He had 9 points. That's awful. Do you know how many guys you get to keep on the bench? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 guys, and one of them was on a bye. So between 6 guys, he got 9 points. That's not good across the board. Scoring 74 points, he had nothing else to do. This has to go back to, no one in the fucking locker room played good that day. And but you're running out of fucking time to fucking let your guys figure it out. You're 3-3, and you really, you're only on a 1-loss streak, so you'll be fine. Donald is a wagon right now. He is rolling in the right direction with a massive 82 points. He's rolling. What a fucking retard fight this was. But Kenneth Walker, big star of the show for him, and Zeke Elliott. Taking a lot of shit for Zeke Elliott, and he is playing well. He's getting all the work, and that's what you want if you're Zeke Elliott. So his now that I'm looking at this, his bench also scored less than 9 points. It was 8 points. So if we're playing bench versus bench here, Tyler wins. Good thing we don't, because that would just be the most pathetic thing to fucking watch of all time. That's it. That's all of the matchups. Preview of this week. This week coming up, I mean, there is some fucking great things happening. And it is Bye-Apocalypse week. There is a lot of great teams with byes this week. You've got Rams. You've got the Packers. No, Packers are playing this week. A lot of guys on Bills. There's another big one. Anyways, there's a lot of guys on bye this week, and this is where the grind really starts. You know, there's a lot of teams that are absolutely going to be fucked with byes. And myself, I know I'm feeling fucked because I just keep trading away all my depth to try to make the best roster starting lineup, and I don't think I'll ever get to see them all on the field at the same time. So I'm an idiot. I'm blowing it up. I'm a fucking retard. So 10:30, gotta go back to work. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I just enjoyed talking about shit. You know, normally I'm just talking shit in my group messages, but it's nice to just get on here and rant about everything. Don't take it offensively, guys. It's fantasy football. You know, like I love all you guys so much. If I said anything mean about your team, it has nothing to be like personal. You're still a great person. You know. See you guys at Remy Fest.